This is a disclaimer. So what we're going to show on the 85 base Jeep is the Jeep we bought on Coffee Walk 304, how much time and effort it took to take that one family-owned 32,000 mile nice original Jeep to the level it's at. So we're going to roll into that. Oh, and I'm starving. I got to have my factor. All right, I started this journey a year ago. I was 199.6 pounds with factor. It was July 21st of last year, and we're almost a year to date right now. So what I do is I eat 2 prepped meals every day, one for breakfast and one for dinner. I skip lunch. I'm not advocating you do that, but that's worked for me. Factor meals are great. I mean, they're dietitian approved. They're always fresh. They're never frozen. They're cheaper than fast food, much healthier than fast food. Jalapeno lime cheddar chicken. Again, always fresh, never frozen. Only takes 2 minutes to do this. I'm busy. I like to stay busy. The amount of time and effort it takes to either go get fast food, which is bad for you, or to cook and prep a meal, it's just a crazy amount of time. And this has really changed not only the way I feel. Again, I've lost 26 pounds. I've been able to keep it off. Now, you guys do know I do a crazy cheat meal once a week for Coffee Walk. I love that. We call that the earned meal. And I cheat on Sunday. 5 days a week, specially prepped meals. All I gotta do is grab it out, throw it in the microwave for 2 minutes, and eat it. It really does work. Then if you will follow our link, head to factor75.com or click the link below and use coffeewalk50 to get 50% off your first factor box and 20% off your next month of orders. That's code coffeewalk50 at factor75.com to get 50% off your first box plus 20% off your next month of orders. Mine's ready now. That was only 2 minutes to do that. You guys do a little reading on fast food lately, not good for you. Eat a ball. Love it. Factor, get on it. I have, and it works. All right, here's the first update on the 85 Scrambler. We brought it in the shop, put a fresh battery in it, new brake master cylinder, new clutch master cylinder, got it running, steam cleaned the engine bay, steam cleaned the chassis, took the windshield glass out, took the windshield decal seal out, took the hard top off, took the exterior door wipes off, and then we'll take the rest of the accessories off the outside of it, dash pads out of it, so we can polish the whole Jeep and see if it's going to turn out to be a survivor. So let's do a run. We haven't rebuilt the carburetor yet. It's going to need to be rebuilt. Motor's alive. That sounds good. 32,000 miles. Again, we hope it's going to turn out to be a survivor. Clean all the dash up. The reason we pull the glass out is it's hard to polish it correctly on the outside without a doubt. All this interior is going to come out. We clean all the floors, polish everything. Then from there we go to dry ice, then a whole bunch more mechanical work and final detailing. So there's update number 1. Good luck, Josh. So we actually have another location where we do the buffing, waxing, and tedious detailing.
All right, so we have the 85 Scrambler. What I've done is I went ahead and did a quick one-step polish just to see what I could do to the paint. As you can see on the paint now, it's kind of hazy. I've applied an old detailer's trick. As you can see here, it emulsifies the paint and brings back those oils. Oxidation is just basically lack of oxygen and more moisture, which destroys the paint. And so what we want to do is we want to bring back the original oils. They're still trapped in the paint, but they're trapped underneath that oxidation. So that's what we've done here. This will probably sit on for 24 to 48 hours until I feel like it's good to go. You will get a lot of paint transfer on the pads and on the towels, but that's okay because we're taking all the paint off. We are professional. We know how much to work with it, so that way we're not ruining the paint. As you can see though, got a nice deep red shine. That's what we're looking for. Remove the fender flare liners. We have started on disassembly. We're going to basically restore all parts and pieces that we can and bring them back to factory style. Anything that has chip paint, anything that might have slight surface rust, not deep rust, that we can actually just sandblast off and repaint back to factory. That's what we're going to do.
We're going to do another update on the 1985 Scrambler, the base model one that we're showing the cleanup process. Look, another red Jeep. So you saw it when we picked it up, you saw it after we steam cleaned it, and you saw it after Josh did a full polish on it. Now, when it came back, the roll bar paint was just absolutely dead. It's not going to polish out, so we pulled the roll bar out. We're confident the paint on the Jeep is original with the exception of the rear tail panels. So, from here forward is all original paint. These two tail panels have been painted. The color was off, it didn't match. So we're going to paint from here back, paint the tailgate, and there's the bulkhead. It cleaned up nice, but we're going to probably go ahead and paint the inside of the bed. It's very faded. It's just not going to look consistent with the outside of the Jeep. Now the interior's back in it. Doors back together, seats are in it, no rips, no tears. New dash pad, the other dash pad had multiple cracks. The whole dash has been polished. Got the correct steering column in it now. Carpet's been cleaned, so we're making good progress. Next time you see it, oh, check out the hardtop. So the hardtop paint was very faded. It had some nicks and scratches and stuff on it. Boom. It's been done inside and out. We haven't put the glass back in it, but it'll be beautiful. So the roll bar will be fresh, the bed will be fresh, the tail panels will be correct and match the rest of the Jeep. We're making light years of improvement on this 85 base model. Next step in the process of the 85 base model Scrambler that we're detailing, servicing, and had to do some paintwork. So the last thing we showed you was the roll bar out of the Jeep. These rear tail panels had paintwork, so we fixed the tail panels, made them nice, correctly the way they should be. Got a much better color match on them. Since we're doing that, we chose to blend this top light here because it has some nicks and scratches on it, but it also makes the color match a little bit better because it goes down to where the stripe kit was. Tailgate, we did it inside and out, some scratched. The bed had some stuff hauled in it. We did the bed and the driver's floor. So there you go. Pretty extensive detail in one of these. And we're not restoring this Jeep, we're trying to save it as survivor style as possible, but a whole nother step in the process. We'll probably spend a couple hundred hours on this Jeep just cleaning and detailing and servicing. We're getting close on the 85 base model Scrambler. After looking at the build sheet, which it came with, these are the wheels that it left the factory with. It's a base model white steel wheel. You can also tell that because it had a base model spare with a temporary tire. You can see that in the other video. But it's been polished, buffed, waxed. We had to do quite a bit of paint work. We painted just the top of this rail, which you saw in the previous video, but here's how it turned out. You saw the roll bar, you saw the bed and the bulkhead. We replaced the tailgate, CJ and emblem on the back, ANSI Jeep logo, the end caps for the tire carrier, College Brothers license plate. All these parts I'm showing you, we obviously have in stock here. These are the original flares. They turned out really nice. We redid the inside of these stripes. The black ones are the original ones that were put on. We're going to call those day one stripes because they were put on at the dealership. That's not a factory stripe kit. We fixed this here. Rear quarters were painted, which you saw that in the other video. Hard top has been sanded, retextured, and painted. Fixed the driver's seat. Americana floor mats. It's a must for any classic CJ. Yeah, we have those in stock. Decals inside the glove box door. New dash pad. The other one was cracked. 4x4 hub decal. Frame cover. Yes, we have them in stock. Cleaned and repainted. Correct set of hood latches. Jeep decal on the windshield. Preheat tube. Caution fan decal. Battery decals. detailed the engine bay. We even polished the bottom of the hood and polished the inside of these fenders. New windshield cowl seal. New windshield glass. New windshield seal. We had all this out, so we were able to polish the outside of the windshield frame really nice. New door edge wipes. They were both deteriorated. The insides of the doors, we took the door panels off, took this off, and polished the inside of the door. We did not paint them. The steering column that was in it was wrong. They had put a tilt column and like an aftermarket I-did-it column. We put the correct base column in it as it left the factory. That's the original carpet, which we cleaned. New inserts on the shift knobs. Polished the dash. Painted the grab handle. And last but not least, it's going to go have a chassis detail at sub-zero dry ice. We'll show you the bottom of it. And we are on our way to putting together what I call the TRIFECTA. Base model, 85 Scrambler, Renegade, which is an SR, 85 Scrambler, and a Laredo 85 Scrambler. All red. Wait till you see that. This is a second of the 385 Scramblers we're doing for the TRIFECTA package, and that was the base model. So the first one you did was the Laredo Scrambler out of California, which is just outstanding, wasn't it?
Yeah, this one was almost cleaner than that. I think this is a lower mile one than that one. So it's incredibly clean.
Really?
Yes.
Because I didn't expect that for where we got it, because we pressure washed that twice and it was still pretty undercoated and a little bit dirty.
Yeah, there was a lot of greasy mud and dirt on there that kind of was resistant to coming off, but we were able to get it all off.
Any rust?
No, not anywhere.
So we do dry ice all the high-end cars. We started this relationship together mainly Ferraris, Lamborghinis, Shelbys, big dollar stuff. We've delved into even doing the CJs now. Again, this is not a dig to you, it is very expensive, but it is so worth it because our option is to take the body off to get this result, take the differentials out. You know, it's time and materials. At the end of the day, he's actually cheap.
Yeah, it saves you having to deal with disassembly,
yes,
which, especially on anything that's a little bit older, is a problematic issue because parts break, you know, bolts are seized up, things like that. You run into a lot of other issues when you try to take stuff apart. If you can get everything just as clean without having to take anything apart, leave it just as is, it's a huge time and money saver.
You're also uncovering the factory finishes, which is so cool. Paint marks, things like that. And on a 32,000 mile Jeep, to get it to this level, which you guys will see it, and we'll do a couple steps after this. As you know, we've got a secret formula we use. It's a special chassis paint for touch-up. You literally have to take the whole Jeep apart.
Yeah, even just some of the markings on the rear differential cover and things like that of this, you know, we uncovered right away. And, you know, you don't see them on other, you know, CJs that have more miles that made some of these things stand out. It was super clean.
I think the first couple of times I sent CJs to him, he was scratching his head. These 85 Scramblers are extremely rare, very desirable, and actually very valuable. They're up there with high-end Broncos and the Blazers. So I'm excited to see it, and let's check it out. Clear as day, you can see the chalk mark on the rear diff cover. Now,
cool.
These had build decals on this side of the frame rail on most of the CJs, which you rarely ever see, because if it wasn't undercoated over, it's not going to be there anymore, or it had to be a very short mile Jeep. Like, I've actually had some brand new CJs with less than 100 miles on them. That's some of the few I've ever seen. It's there. It's not legible, but the fact that that's there is unbelievable.
Yeah.
Look up in this wheelhouse, this original paint, really cool. This is the original paint that's been exposed on the frame rail.
Yeah,
now,
you can even read the drive shaft factory stickers on both the front and rear drive shafts.
Very cool.
We got those cleared out.
Now, this year they used black primer, so we uncovered black primer on the Laredo. Black primer's been uncovered on this. We got one more to go. So when it left for Sub-Zero, you couldn't see any of this. This was all undercoated. Original red's very nice. I get excited every time one of these things come back. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome.
Yeah,
She's the one that actually does all the work.
You know it.
You guys saw this when we started on it. This is light years different. And again, this is original paint, and it was very chalky to start with. Then we did do some paintwork in the bed, the roll bar, and the rear sail panels and the tailgate, but for the most part, this is now a true survivor. One family-owned 32,000-mile Jeep. We'll get up on the lift and do a quick overview of the bottom, and then we'll do our magic touch-ups. That'll be the final on the 85 base model. So this turned out incredible. Absolutely no rust at all. This is what it looks like when it comes back from dry ice. Now here's the gear ratio on this Jeep. It's a 354. You can clearly see the tag. Almost bare metal on that. And these axle tubes, we have a special coating that we'll put over this. We will not paint these. That where you've got the bare metal like this, it'll convert it. It's called Black Star. It'll convert it to black. Some of these pieces will touch up. It looks amazing, but I want you guys to see is how nice the frame is. It is unbelievable. Inside the rails and outside the rails. Just come down the frame. Looks incredible. Now again, this year model, this was black primer that's down here. You can clearly see the tags on the transfer case. And even the tag on the drive shaft is there. Look at that. With the part number. Walk back here, as we were talking about on the trailer, the marking on the rear diff. Here's the build decal I was referring to over here. Wheelhouses. Now we will not paint this frame. This is what the finish looked like on these leaf springs when they were new before they were undercoated. Again, the chassis is just beautiful all the way down. The next step is Black Star. We'll coat anything that's bare, converts it to black. It's actually a clear liquid, really neat process. And then we'll just go through and do some minor touch-up with chassis paint. What a beautiful one family on 30-something thousand mile Scrambler. Look at the floors. Exactly no passover on this, and then we're done with the next two levels. We'll show it again. Tony, what are you doing? All right, so Connor warned me you were coming.
Yeah, so
I was waiting on you.
gluten-free pizza.
Did you hear that? Gluten-free pizza. My favorite Italian food place
Yes,
in the world.
sir.
I've been pressing you guys for what? A year?
For more than that.
More than that. What do we got? Is it a Nicky
The
special?
Nicky special. This is the way you like it.
Oh my gosh.
The jalapenos.
So you guys know how much I love Nicky's. Now, when you go in there, you get to ask for gluten-free pizza.
Gluten-free pizza, that's right.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. Stay busy?
Unbelievable. So what I've been doing lately when I come in there is I've been ordering pizzaless pizza, which is a Nicky special with no crust because they didn't have gluten-free.
What we do now?
So you guys hit them up and order the gluten-free pizza. I love it.
Yes, sir.
One more thing. The standard Nicky special doesn't come with jalapenos. It needs them.
Pizza is the best.
Thank you,
jalapenos.
sir.
Thank you, guys.
Outstanding.
Thank you.
How's that for killer local service? And Zach, there's your meal for Coffee Walk.
Wow.
Love it. So I don't understand how one bite means four, but there's one bite. Here's the last of the one bite. Wow. I'm sorry I got all over it. I'm so excited to have this now. This will be back to once a week. The ingredients are always incredibly fresh. Nicky's Italian, Murphy, Texas, gluten-free. Unbelievable. I'm gonna eat the whole thing. So much for one bite. Arm getting tired, Zach?
A little bit.
Can you eat faster?
I'm trying. All right, Holy Grail coffee time for Holy Grail Jeeps. Yes, I said it. I don't say Holy Grail when it comes to Jeeps very often, but we've got them today. I'm going to show you all something that I'm pretty sure has never, ever happened before, period. So in 1985, there was 1,455 operating Jeep dealerships. You also had AMC and Renault, but Jeep was standalone. So 1,455. There were only 2,015 Scramblers built for the world market in 1985. Now, I happened to meet the guy who was the #1 exporter. He mainly did CJ5s from 81 to 83 and Scramblers from 81 to 85. He told me that he exported over 1,000 of the 85s. I believe him, no reason not to. So let's just do that quick math there. 1,455 Jeep dealerships, only 2,015 Scramblers, 1,000 are gone, leaves 1,015. Think of the attrition rate over the last 39 years. There were 3 models. I am pretty sure there was never a dealership ever, other than Collins Brothers, that had all 3 models at the same time. So let's go see a base model, a Renegade, and a Laredo 1985 Scramblers. Grab your cup of Joe and a big breakfast. It's going to take a while. It's going to be worth it. Wow, this is so cool to see. So the first one up is from episode 304. We went all the way to Virginia to get this one family-owned base model. Now, the majority of the 85 Scramblers were base model. What do I mean by that? The easiest way to tell a base model when you walk up to it is it's not going to have any rocker moldings. No rocker moldings down the side. No stripe kit. This stripe kit that's on this is what we call a day 1 stripe kit. It was actually put on this at the dealership. It is not original, but it is an original paint Jeep. We've got Sebring Red, which is 3B color code. What's also cool about this Jeep is you're going to get to see the base model seats. These are black, and this vinyl is called linen, is the pattern. Base model steering wheel. The base model Jeeps did not have a gauge cluster surround panel, so you can see the whole dash is red around the gauges. Now, this wasn't a no option base model in that they ordered a tack and a clock, which is really cool. When you walk up to the serial number, you see a U in it, which means it's a 4-cylinder, which was the base engine. The only engines offered in 85 were the 4-cylinder and the 6-cylinder. This shift light is unique right here by the tack. That was 4-cylinder only. Of course, we've got Americana floor mats, which are in stock at Collins Brothers. Gotta love that. Hardtop hard doors is an option on this Jeep. These are your base model wheels. Next, we'll step up to the Renegade wheels and the Laredo wheels, but this was your base wheel option. And there's your 2.5 liter 4-cylinder. This does have power steering. Again, look at the engine bay on this, really, really nice. So you guys watch the cleanup and service and detail on this Jeep, not restoration, but between the body shop, dry ice, service, and our detail shop, we put 120 hours in this Jeep. So it's now what I would consider a survivor Jeep. It should survive for another 40 years. It only has 32,000 miles on it and runs and drives great. So there you have a base model Scrambler, which is an S. Next we have an SR, which stands for Scrambler Renegade. Now the only time you would have ever had Renegade on the hood of a Scrambler is in 1985. Rarely will you ever see that. Side note, the Scramblers on the TV show Dallas, which was filmed less than 5 miles from here, they were Renegade Scramblers. Extremely, extremely rare. The rule of thumb we generally use on Renegade and Laredos from 80 and up, or 81 and up, is about 20% of production. The 85 Scramblers, only about 10% of them were Renegade or Laredos because they were running out of a lot of specific parts, specifically the rocker moldings and some other pieces that were Scrambler only to build them. And there weren't that many that were already ordered because they were very expensive. Again, considerably more than a CJ7. So when you walk up this, you see the Renegade, you see the stripe kit, you see the rocker moldings, and the white wagon wheels were the base wheel for the Renegade. You could upgrade to the chrome wheels like on a Laredo for Renegade, but this would be correct. Now this is 3C garnet red metallic. You'll notice the seats are different. These are the Renegade style seats, but these are black denim high backs as opposed to the black linen material high backs. These are black denim. Steering wheel's different. That was a plastic base model wheel. This is your Renegade wheel. Horn button's different, Renegade horn button. Again, here's a gauge cluster surround panel that I was referring to for the Renegade. Center console. This Jeep is incredibly highly optioned. Oh, I missed something on the base model Jeep. We're gonna go back, so I don't wanna miss this. Radio options for these Jeeps. This Jeep left the factory with this radio delete plate. It's got an aftermarket radio in it now, and I know this for a fact because this is not a correct factory antenna, which we'll see correct factory antennas on the Renegade and Laredo. The next option on your base Jeeps for radio is going to be an AM only. So, radio delete, base model radios and AM. And we're going to step up 2 levels on the radios on these Jeeps. Jeep decal, frame cover, license plates, floor mats, just about anything you could ever imagine for these Scramblers, bulkheads like that right there, we have in stock at Collins Brothers. So if you need anything for your Scrambler, we've got it, all the emblems. Now again, back to this Jeep. This is a 6-cylinder, very highly optioned. SR, Scrambler Renegade. So you've got AC, power steering, power brakes, cruise control. It does have an upgraded aluminum valve cover, but look, all the original decals are still on here. Extremely nice Jeep. Again, this is garnet red metallic. We've even got the AMC battery decals up here, which again are available on our site. Just an outstanding example. One of them, what I believe were about 200 built. 60,700 miles. Again, the base one was 32,000 miles. The Marshall fog lights were an option on the Renegades. Actually on anything but the Renegades, but it's very rare to see these fog lights on a Renegade. That was generally, you would see them on the Laredos. What else is neat about this one is this got a roll bar mounted spare. On the base Jeep, if you look at the back of that, they generally did not come with a bumper, or even bumperettes for that matter, but you could have gotten bumperettes. So that's your basic back bumper on the base model, which is just your rear cross member of the frame. The Renegades came with a white bumper. This is exceptional condition. And they were, by Warren Industries, also branded under Jeep Special Equipment. And yes, we have that decal in stock as well. But an absolutely stunning example of a Renegade Scrambler. Now, all 3 of these are Holy Grail Jeeps, but this is Holy Grail, holy mackerel. I believe this to be the most expensive CJ probably ever ordered and ever sold. Took me 3 years to round these up. Again, the first from West Virginia, this one was in Texas. We went all the way to California to get this. This was special ordered. The man that owned this owned it up until a year ago. His neighbor got it, that's who we got it from. So one owner up until about a year ago. Sebring Red, 3B, Laredo Scrambler. Unbelievable. Look at the options on this. Side steps. Again, these are your chrome wheels that came on Laredo. Stainless mirrors. Marshall lights, chrome bumper, chrome grille cover, special Laredo stripe kit. All the Laredos had tacks and clocks. The seat code was 1EJ, which was Italian purse strap. These are Laredo seats. Leather steering wheel, special door panels, leather grab bar, again, tack clock. And this one also, I have to digress back to the radio again. The next radio up from the delete plate or AM is AM/FM. These were expensive. The AM radio was like $238. These were like $289. And the next one I show you was crazy expensive. Then the highest level above the AM/FM radio, of course, is in this 85 Laredo Scrambler. Unbelievable. So the highest window sticker I've ever seen on a CJ was actually a local 85 Laredo Scrambler that the guy checked every single box, and it was just shy of $20,000. It's like $19,835 and some change. I mean, it had everything. According to the original owner of this Jeep in California, which I believe things are more expensive there, this one was over $20,000 in 85. This option right here, factory cassette. That is an incredibly rare radio. I believe it was around $500 just for that, delivered in this Jeep. This Jeep has got cruise control, AC, hard top, hard doors. I mean, it's loaded to the max. And what else is really special about this? And it may be the only one, but again, it's California delivered new, which means it's going to have a serpentine drive on the front of the motor and California emissions. Look at that. Power steering, power brakes. Again, AC, just absolutely stunning. 41,000 mile Jeep. You got to look at the bed of this. Now, we did a cosmetic exterior restoration on this because part of its life, it sat under a carport and just the front got sun faded, but I went ahead and did the whole outside of it. The roll bar, the interior, insides of the doors, and the bed, this is all original paint. Look at that. Absolutely incredible. Almost looks like it had nothing hauled in it. Back to the rear bumper. When you had a Laredo Scrambler, you got a chrome rear bumper. And this gentleman opted for the swing out tire carrier. Either the roll bar mounted spare assembly wasn't available anymore, or this is what the box he checked that he wanted. So there you have it. Base model Renegade and Laredo 1985 Scramblers. I believe there was no dealership that ever had all three of these at one time, ever. 3 years ago, I decided I was going to do this when I found the Renegade Scrambler. It took me 3 years to find these and put them together. They are outstanding. They all run and drive great. They're all very unique in their own right. My goal is to keep this collection together. I know of most of the top CJ collections in the world. None of them have all three of these that I'm aware of. It's certainly not in this condition. So these will be offered for sale as a package only and only to very, very serious inquiries. But check them out, it's worth a look. The chassis are also amazing in these. We're gonna post just a quick pan underneath of the chassis of these Jeeps too. But thanks for watching Holy Grail Jeep CJs, unbelievable.
As always, please
Like, tag,
Share and follow.
and most importantly, subscribe to our YouTube channel. See you next week.